Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Forma.8 for like the 5th time because I've been having some massive recording problems. This is the second game from Mixed Bag Games for us. The first game was Futuridium EP Deluxe, which I have to admit I wasn't that big of a fan of, but no matter, that shouldn't affect my feelings on this game. So, not much in the options menu, so we can just hop right in. And I'm 1/3 of the way through the game already, and I'm not entirely sure how that happened, because I've been playing for 2 hours, and it's felt like I should be way less complete the game than that, but we'll go and have a look anyway, and hopefully my computer will decide to let me off this time, instead of just constantly slowing down when I'm trying to capture the game footage, because the problem with this game is that its performance isn't particularly great anyway, and I'd like to show that on video, but the problem is when both of them are happening at once, which is my kit being an asshole and the game being an asshole, you can't tell the difference half the time. So, here we go. Good luck to me. This is Forma.8. It's a lightweight Metroidvania, I think is what the best way to explain it is. It certainly does fit the Metroidvania name, you just need to see a little bit more of it to confirm that. So, you are this little flying thing. You crash onto a planet. You get like 15 seconds of cutscene to explain that you've crashed on a planet. A couple of your mates came down with you, but now they've gone lost. That's it. I'm not even kidding. Like, you literally get no other story other than that for 2 hours. It's really odd. I'm not entirely sure what they were going for when they decided not to have any extra story or anything like that going on, but it's just weird. Like, I legitimately don't know what's happening with that. Don't know why they even bothered with the cutscene, actually. It sounds like they're going for a whole minimalistic style of thing, which I guess is alright. I mean, considering the game's graphical style, it does make some sense. It's just that, well, considering that you have absolutely nothing to go on, it kind of gets annoying that you've basically got nothing pushing you forward except actually exploring and trying to do shit. Are you kidding? Good God almighty. So the game's crashed on me twice. That was the 3rd time. I don't know whether or not it's my... yeah, you're wondering why I'm not even going to bother jump cutting. I cannot be bothered at this point. So, the game's crashed on me twice or 3 times, well, 3 times now already. I don't know whether it's my memory card acting up or whether it's the game acting up, because again, it's made with Unity, and Unity has been known to run terribly on the Vita. It's a massive pain in the ass, because, I mean, I think Dex came out a while back. I think it ran on Unity, and it was absolutely terrible by every imaginable standard, every single one. But yeah. So, apparently I can't actually get up here. There's nothing on the screen saying that I'm not supposed to be able to get up here, but yeah, I'm just being pushed back by something random, so I guess this isn't the way I have to go. That's alright, we'll just go somewhere else then. So, as I was saying, the game's performance is anything from acceptable to shit. It will drop to 10 frames, 15 frames, you name it, it'll probably drop to it at any time. And it is really bad. It makes the game feel really sluggish, which is kind of a problem because the game's movement and responsiveness just in general isn't really that great. I mean, this little boost move that I've got that you can see me do there, I didn't even get that until I beat the most previous boss that I just beat like 10-something minutes ago. So, yeah, it's a very slow plodding game at first. I mean, this is your move speed. You cannot move faster than this, don't even try. And that is disappointing because, seriously, it makes the game an absolute chore to play. I was finding myself getting really bored just because it would take so long to get anywhere. Most of the game's challenge is designed around moving your little guy here around all the different obstacles and trying to dodge everything and stuff like that. And I know that getting this turbo basically breaks the earlier levels, but it just makes the game so much, well, faster. It makes the game so much more tolerable just because you can move through shit faster. That's the main problem the game's got. It's just so fucking slow. It's got nothing going for it in that department. The pacing is just way off. But anyway, continuing on, there is some combat. It's very light. You've got the X button, which fires off like a little bit of a wave shot. And you've got the square button, which will drop a bomb, which you can then hit with a wave to, well, throw the bomb at something. Most enemies in this game die within a couple of hits. There are one or two invulnerable ones, as far as I can tell. I'm not going to say that you can't defeat something. And, of course, you've also got this dash move, which lets you go through some things, like those little bubbles there. And it's okay. It works. It does what it's supposed to. There's apparently a fourth ability, which is the teleport. And you also get the some upgrades to all your individual abilities as well. So I've actually looked at the trophy list. So yeah. So the game really is a Metroidvania. You spend the majority of your time just exploring the place and looking for the next place to go and looking for a solution to the puzzles that you run into, because there's a fair few of those. It's definitely a puzzle-focused game. Like, I wouldn't even call it a combat-focused game. Except for all those enemies that you have to fight in between. It's mostly puzzles and... Well, there's a couple of boss fights, but the problem with the boss fights is that they're not really combat-focused either. They're more like puzzle-solving. You have to figure out the gimmick, and once you figured out the gimmick, you can beat them pretty much first try. So, yeah, that's the thing. There are a couple of other things too, and I'm sure we'll find them as we continue on, because, you know, that's just the thing we have to do. If I hold the L button, though, we'll be able to see at least, you know, some of these items. Please don't crash again. Because I do not want to go and edit this piece of crap. So, if I hold the L button, you can see a couple of things. So you can see the map, obviously, and you can see some collectibles up in the top left. I'm only going to hold this for a couple more seconds because I can't fucking see what I'm doing. The thing up the very top, which is 1 out of 3, is health upgrades. Then below that, you've got keys, which you earn via Game of the World to unlock doors. Usually there'll be a door nearby to unlock, you know. Pretty obvious stuff. And the thing below that is your artifacts. And your artifacts are used for apparently opening up paths in the world. I'll be more than happy to show you what that looks like shortly. Ow. Well, we've got another artifact here, but I do want to try and get that. There are heaps of artifacts hidden around the world in all sorts of sticky places. There's at least, I think there's like 50. You get a trophy for picking up 25, so I assume that 50 is a good guess. I don't know how they open up new paths in the world exactly. They might not even do that. It might just be like the 100% completion thing that these Metroidvania games always has to have, you know, 100% items, whatever. Thankfully, you don't get any upgrades to your weapons or anything. It's just, oh god. It's just your health that gets upgraded. Your health gets upgraded a lot, but your health does get upgraded. When you die, you just respawn at the start of the room that you're in with, like, half health. Dying isn't really a penalty. There's also checkpoints. And there's also hidden places. There are these walls that you can just, like, go straight on through. And done, basically. I mean, that's pretty much it. You oh god, I'm almost out of health already. Because I hate those goddamn things. There's, yeah, there are just these, like, fake, not invisible walls, but, fake walls, fuck me. These fake walls that you just wander into them, and they just disappear, revealing a new path, which will probably lead you to some kind of collectible. That's basically how it works. Notably, they don't have very many tells. Like, there's one or two, like, the second one that you might find in the game, because it's the second one I found, I basically just stumbled into it, because the game encourages you to wander on over and have a look at what it is that sets it off in the first place, which is interesting. Boost past that. But yeah, there are some that are just like, how the hell are you supposed to find this mode, and it's a bit odd, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's a Metroidvania. What do you expect? There's a gear here, but I can't seem to do anything with it for the time being, so let's just wander over here. These flowers just constantly spawn enemies for you to fight, which is kind of annoying, honestly. I hate these lava casters just because of how many times they can fire. The game tends to throw 3 or 4 of these into a room at once, so, you know, gotta stay on your toes to avoid those sons of bitches. I'll just leave a bomb behind for them to... Let's try that again. I'll just leave a bomb behind for them to... There we go. I'll just go back and get all that health, because that's a lot of health. Remember what I said about the game's plotting pace, though? Yeah, I really wasn't kidding. It is very slow at the best of times. I mean, this boost doesn't even really help out that much. You just go a slight bit faster. Ow. The combat's also kind of annoying, too, because there are points in the game where it'll be like, you can get stuck on things. So you'll get stuck on something like like an enemy, and they'll hit you like 3 or 4 times more than they're usually supposed to, and you'll have half your health gone when you're not really supposed to. It sucks. It really does. I'm not entirely sure why they went for that, but I'm guessing it's just a problem with Unity's physics engine more than anything else, because I can't imagine they would have left that in on purpose. Alright, there's a thing down there I can go through, but I want to try and give those guys a little bit of time to stop firing that. Probably should be heading towards the shrine, just so I can show how that works, but at this point, really, it's probably just a better demonstration of gameplay just to keep going through this part of the tunnel here. Very minimalistic soundscape, I gotta say. Oh great, we have a puzzle now, right? Okay, this makes sense. The question is... I'm gonna have to put in a lot of effort to actually get these rocks to move. This is the sort of puzzles that we end up talking about, that you end up doing. They're very simple. Is that how that works? I can't say I'm entirely sure. It's probably just something really simple. Come on. God damn it. There. Right, gotta put 5 on, so... Damn physics. 1? No? No, not really. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how that's supposed to work. We'll just move on before I get stuck too long in these sorts of puzzles. Seriously, I tend to get stuck in these a lot. There's one of those puzzles where it's like one of those ice physics puzzles where it's like you just have to constantly pick the right direction until you pick the right set of directions to go in. I hate those sorts of puzzles. They're in every one of these games, and even like every dungeon crawler ever. I hate them. I hate them so much. Looks like I'm gonna have to work my way back up, unless I can figure out what the bloody hell I'm supposed to be doing. So this doesn't make much sense, though. You'd think with, there's one rock there. Unless I have to somehow, like, get... That's weird. I'm not entirely sure what I did to, set that off. Alright, let's see if we can figure this puzzle out. This is a... What I like to do is I like to be very good in my approximations of gameplay. I like to not so much be right as to... What's the word I'm looking for? As to be as accurate as possible. Like, if you're going to spend, like, 15 minutes trying to figure out a silly rock puzzle because the instructions aren't very clear. Okay, I think I get it. So... These rocks obviously equal 1, 2, or 3. So I'm guessing what they want me to do... Oh, come on. Can I seriously hit that from that far away? That's stupid. Okay, leave that there, so that opens the first one. Now the second one, if I just put that over the top... I'm thinking that these things are supposed to represent numbers, aren't they? Like 1, 2, 3. Like that's the size of the rocks. And then you have to match it up with the numbers there. But what number are you trying to make there? Like, I honestly don't understand this puzzle. It's kind of retarded. Also, that just jumped down, like, completely instantly for some reason. This is a pain. This is a pain. This is a pain. Alright, what's the plan here? How about we move this rock not over the top of all the other rocks. God, I hate these sorts of things. This seems to be a lot of the game's challenge, actually. Just, you know, actually getting the physics to work in your favor. That is pretty much what the... first two bosses are, basically. They're just gimmicks trying to... where you can figure out what to do real quick. It's just making the game actually realize... it's just making the game understand what you're doing. You know what? I'm going to go back the other way. I don't want to waste any more time on this. I've probably... that's like 5 minutes down here. And I've got other stuff I can show up in the other direction, so I might as well go back. If I can make it back without getting killed, but... well, we'll wait and see, won't we? Just while I've got nothing else to talk about, did anyone else play that Ghost Recon Wildlands beta that just came out? It really is just Ubisoft being Ubisoft again, isn't it? It really is. It's just like Far Cry by the way of The Division. That's really all it is. Going up, going up, going up. Now, if I remember correctly, if we head to the right in this room here, we'll get to see the little artifacts and what they do, and then I'll see if I can explore another part of the ruins. But I mean, we are coming up on like 20 minutes already, so hopefully we won't need that long, but we'll wait and see, won't we? I find it really hard to get into. It looks pretty, but it doesn't run too well. It's basically a puzzle game more than any kind of your typical Metroidvania. And I just find it hard to say I even remotely like it. I've been mostly bored this entire time because of just how slow the game is. Alright, let's see. What's that? That was probably just the, yeah, that was an upgrade. Okay, so that's how you earn your upgrades. You get enough of those nuts or whatever they are, you put them in that machine, and they'll give you the upgrades. That makes sense. So let's go up the top and see if there's anything we can explore now. I really do hope that this actually recorded properly in Shadowplay, because if it didn't, I'm going to be so screwed. I've tried to use Fraps, but Fraps, being the absolute darling that it is, just doesn't seem to want to record this game at full speed on my kit. So, who the hell knows? You end up getting really paranoid if you play this game for too long, that every, like, flat space that's just out of place with the rest of the wall just ends up being like a secret place you can go to. It really gets on your nerves after a while, because you don't know for sure whether or not they've actually gone and done it. Oh, look at that. It's one of those health things. So yeah, I just got my health bar extended, which is okay. there's a ton of those bloody things lying around. You'll have plenty of health by the time the game's over. Yes, the game was just having a massive stutter there. Makes you really worried that it's about to crash. Oh god, that's a very hungry thing. I should probably avoid that. Let's just see if there's anything interesting up here. Probably isn't. I mean, you do end up fighting the same sorts of enemies for a while, which kind of sucks. I mean, I'm surprised there wasn't a jellyfish in that water. They tend to show up everywhere there's water in the bit that I just finished. At least there's plenty to do. You can go in like 3 different directions at this point. So what's back down here? I mean, I imagine this will lead me straight back into the room I was just in, but maybe there'll be like a collectible here that I can grab or something. Yep, here we are behind the upgrade thing again. Fuck all. I can just come down here for no particular reason whatsoever. Alright, that's a bit odd. Not entirely sure why that's there, but it's there. What directions can we go? Well, we can go in any direction, so I might as well go right. I can actually hear the music, which is funny, because now you can't, since I'm talking, but, yeah, very minimal soundscape, as I said before. Very minimal indeed. You'll just go through these areas, eventually you'll find a boss, the boss will be a gimmick, you beat it, you get another thing, you use that to go on. It really is just a basic Metroidvania formula. I think this is actually, a fast travel point. There's been a few of these. Question is, where does this one take me? To this island, and then this'll lead me to somewhere else. It'll lead me to another thing, and then it'll open up into another new hub world. These are really the prettiest parts of the game, because at a certain point, it'll eventually zoom out and show you the entire island, and it looks like a painting. It looks like a very hipstery painting, but nevertheless, it does look like a painting, so... Oh wait, no, I know what this is. This is actually an island that you see before. It's just, it's at night. How odd. So what's that up there? That's the moon. That's actually a pretty neat representation of the moon, but... Really, with the bare basics Metroidvania formula going on here, the sluggish controls, the variable, to put it nicely, performance, and just a slow, plodding pace that really doesn't help the game in the slightest, I find myself having a difficult time recommending this one. Maybe when it's on sale and you're looking for something that's meant more to be relaxing than anything else. I'm trying to get into... Yeah, there he is. I'm having him look directly at you, but I have to hold the up on the analog stick to do it. Also, your hand gets really fucking sore if you play this for too long, because, good God, you have to... You can't use, like, the D-pad or anything. You can't even use, like, the touchscreen or the rear touchpad to move. It's all analog stick. So, yeah, your hand starts to hurt after a little bit, because you never want to stop moving in this game, because it just takes longer after a while. So, yeah, I find it hard to recommend. I can't really say I enjoy it that much. So, this has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.